Hey, what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up? Gracious good morning to you good people. It's your girl KP. You know what I do and you know why I do it. It is Tuesday morning, July 15th. And it's 4:36 in the a.m. Okay. Quick message about the pending layoffs and firing of school board staff, Department of Education staff. You know, who's going to really teach history? Quick question. Who's going to really teach history? I know we have this delusional MAGA version of history, and I know we have this Americana romanticization of what history in this country is and what should be taught as history. What should be taught as history. Okay. See, people don't want you to know the truth. That's why they're doing away with the gatekeepers of the truth. Okay, this is for all the proud Europeans who have this romantic notion of their ancestry. Okay, so we know how the Irish were treated, and if you don't know, you need to pick up a book ASAP. Now, these are fellow white people, because that's what we're operating on right now. The U will not replace those khaki wearing, polo shirt wearing, I want to say true Americans. Emphasis in quotation marks on true. You know, we know how you treated your own. You know, I teach people when I'm talking on race issues. Every time you check one of those boxes on any kind of identifier for HR or whatever you're doing, some Caucasian person is making money. You've identified who you are. But that they haven't thought this thing out yet, because the way certain hiring laws are set up, folks are screaming affirmative action, but they're not renouncing the money that they make for having a certain number of employees, because those rules are still on the books, even though they're not talking about it. So the people who showed up white, a lot of you only showed up white for a vote and cash. See, when we talk about white these days, it's all encompassing, for lack of melanin. Or, you know, the old black and white TV kind of deal. You didn't know people, you only knew features and characteristics. But I don't see color statement. But folks do see. And white does not include a whole swatch of people. You know, like I said, you were white for a vote. You were white for a profit. Read the majority of American literature. And like I said, when I'm teaching people, you know, and I hear phrases like trash or trailer park, you don't fit into the dynamic because you're inferior stock. You know, there are some cows that are kept for milking because they show qualities and have value. There are some cows that are kept for breeding purposes because you have characteristics and therefore you have value. And then there's some cows that are just going to be meat for consumption. Now, I hate to use the term cow, but I want you to get a visual of what I'm talking about. You became white for her vote. So while you're walking around flag waving and saying you're proud, this, that, or the other, just realize you're meeting a demographic for capitalism. And the term white applies to Anglo-Saxon Protestants. Kind of like, MAGA. That part. But because you don't want to think behind what somebody's telling you, and again, we have this romantic notion of who we are and how we got here and what we represent. We can't see past that because that means we have to really know who we are, good, bad, and otherwise. And we really have to know our characteristics, our traits that make us of value. You have to accept that. And again, some of us are just meat. That part.